What is going on? This is Youngling Jr. So San Francisco Giants manager Gabe Kapler, he said he's not going to stand up for the national anthem at this moment right now until the country changes. Now, he was at a little press conference before his team was going to go against the Cincinnati Reds. He was actually, talking about this, like, hey, I'm not going to join my players or the people in the club right now and stand up for the national anthem. And he said that his father taught him at a very early age, when he was like in elementary school, he said that, if you believe that your country is representing you and is doing a great job, you stand up and pledge to allegiance. But, however, if it's not, in so many ways, politically, things of that nature, you feel like, it's something wrong in this country, it is not representing the benefit of the people, then, you should sit down, you should protest. And he's actually standing by that. Now, I'm going to play the audio version here. It's about 1:22 long. It was off on Twitter, San Francisco Giants in NBCS. But yeah, this is what he wants to do right now. So it's a post. He actually, was very upset, of course, too, with the Uvalde school shooting that happened like a few days ago. 19 children and 2 teachers were murdered, man. Of course, people in the sporting events, and he also stated that too, that yeah, we just stood at attention, really wasn't doing anything. We just stood at attention because it's tradition. But then again, we went on with our lives. And he said, it's not right. Something has to change. We have to do something. And, it kind of reversed back to me when I was looking with the criticism with Colin Kaepernick. At first I was with Colin Kaepernick, just the way he did it. I'm not going to go into the conspiracy with him and getting a deal with Nike because he was upset about this whole situation. I really, truly believe that Colin Kaepernick really, at that time, man, he felt like in a moment, because there was a lot of police brutality going on with between blacks and, law enforcement. And, African Americans, man, it's like, they wasn't getting any type of justice whatsoever. And it was just getting killed for the most craziest things ever. I mean, just for misconception, and it was just very interesting. One of the first NFL players to actually do something like that, man. And he actually started like a nice movement, and him just kneeling, just to get attention. It actually raised awareness, because actually a lot of athletes use their power and influence. They wanted to go ahead and like, what, we playing this game, we making all this money. What can we do to pressure our legislators to actually, to do this, like this George Floyd type of no choke bill, things of that nature. It's just prevent measures for law enforcement to, do chokeholds on individuals, man. Now, you think about the Eric Gardner situation that happened, Staten Island, like a few years ago, and he was trying to break up a fight, and but they want to justify that, he was selling loosies. Like, it was just super crazy, man. And cigarettes to minors, and then the Mike Brown, and you get to Philando Castile, he was shot for actually trying to talk to the officer that, he was pulled over and notifying him that he has a concealed pistol license. And it's just a whole super thing that's going on. And I kind of understand where you was coming from. And this is like a big step for San Francisco Giants manager. Now, I don't know his race or anything. He looks like, I don't know, he could be Hispanic or Middle Eastern, but regardless of his race, man, this is a MLB. This might change the MLB. I didn't really hear too many baseball players on that level actually, kneeling or not standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem, man. So he said he has to do a few days of a reflection, and he decided on his anthem protest. Bottom line for Kapler, I am not okay with the state of this country. The home of the brave should encourage this. And before I play this audio, I want to sit up here and say too, it's still very sad. I was listening to a news station, and it's a 3rd grader. He said, man, he had to play dead just to survive and get out of there. And you got to remember, they were there for a whole hour, man. I mean, this is when the gunman, heard shots, and the police officer was outside the perimeter. I'm looking like they had to wait for reinforcements to come. I mean, that's just a huge thing. I'm like, an hour just to wait for body armor? I don't know, man. I just wish they would engage with him a little bit sooner. But we're going to go ahead and play this, and we can go from there and close the video out.
The rest of what I wrote, I think, explains the rest of that, yeah. I was having a hard time articulating my thoughts the day of the shooting, and the day we went out there on the line. And sometimes for me, it takes me a couple of days to put everything together. I knew that I was not in my best space mentally, and I knew that it was in connection with some of the hypocrisy of standing for the the national anthem and how it coincided with the moment of silence, and how those two things didn't sync up well for me. But I wasn't quite sure. I couldn't make sense of it in real time, and it took me a couple of days to pull all my thoughts together and to be able to articulate them clearly. Sometimes that happens for me. That's why I don't necessarily always talk on the spot. I want some time to think it through.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of it, but let's see this.
Yeah, I just don't plan on coming out for the anthem going forward until I feel like I feel better about the direction of our country. So that'll be the step. I don't expect it to move the needle necessarily. It's just something that I feel strongly enough about to take that step. The rest of what I wrote, I think, explains the rest of that. Yeah.
All right, that's it. But yeah, you guys can check that out too on Twitter. You follow the San Francisco Giants. But man, you know, I just thought that was very powerful. So we'll see what it's going to lead to. If any other MLB stars or managers or people in the NBA is what they're going to do, because there's going to be a game tonight. I'm pretty sure Miami and the Boston Celtics, they're going to go ahead and do a moment of silence. But that's all I really have to say. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and we'll see, man. See any changes that's going to happen, man. You know, this might be a debate that teachers be armed. That's going to be another video. So y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's engage into the comment section. I love you guys, man. Thank you. Peace and blessings for checking out my channel. I'm out. Deuces.